Hi dear students, I hope you like my videos. If you like my videos, please press the subscribe button and the bell icon for latest notifications about videos. So let's start our next chapter number 3 exercise 3.3, which is based on trigonometric formulas. So you have to remember many of the formulas, but they are not very much difficult. They need only your attention and hard work. If you work hard, definitely you will be able to use these frequently in all the questions given in 3.3. So see what are the formulas. First one, we have first entity, which is sine of minus x. Remember students, sine of negative of an angle will be negative of sine of that angle. For example, if we have sine of minus 30 degree, you can mark it as minus of sine 30 degree. Similarly, we have another formula for cos. Cos of negative of an angle x is cos x only. Means, for example, if you have cos of minus 30 degree, you can mark it as cos 30 degree. So they are two examples. So you remember these, they are in pairs. See what is next formula. It is AB formula actually. Cos A plus B. You will see x and y in place of AB in your NCERT book. So cos A plus B is very simple to remember. Very first thing in cos, you will see opposite signs in it. Formula, okay. So cos A plus B is cos A cos B, then minus sin A sin B. So cos in pair, then sin in pair. So cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. Opposite sign of sin given in this bracket of cos. So similarly here cos A minus B. It is very simple. Just remember one formula, other you can form by yourself. So cos A minus B is cos A cos B, then opposite sign plus sin A sin B. So remember these formulas. Fifth one, cos 90 pi over 2 means 90 degree minus x, or 90 degree minus theta is sin theta. Why it is like this? We discussed already in introduction of chapter number 3. We have 4 quadrants, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we move in anti-clockwise direction. First quadrant will have all t ratios positive, second sine and its opposite, third tan and its opposite, and last cos and its opposite. 90 degree minus theta means you are lying in first quadrant, and in first quadrant there will not be any negativity. All t ratios will remain positive. But I told you earlier, when you get 90 degree means integral multiples of 90, it is 90 means 1 into 90, integer into 90 degree. Then you have to change names of t ratios. Sine into cos, cos into sine, tan into cot, cot into tan, secant into cosecant, cosecant into secant. Here you have cos, it will be sine, then only angle, and cos will remain. This t ratio about which you are going to write, it is positive in first quadrant, so only positive sign will be with sine. Similarly, sine 90 minus x. Again you are in first quadrant, 90 degree up to this only. This is 90 degrees angle. You are in first quadrant, you have 90 degrees minus some acute angle. So you are in first quadrant. So because of 90 degree you have to change sine into cos, and angle will be with it. Now we are thinking about its sign. Before it's what will come, positive or negative sign. So sign in first quadrant is positive. So it is only cos x. Now next one. Now we have AB formulas for sine. Sine A plus B. Here you will see xy in your NCERT book. It is very simple. Whatever sign in between these two angles given, same will remain here, okay, in this right side of formula. So sin A plus B is sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. And if there is negative sign in between, sin A minus B, sin A cos B minus cos A sin B. So they are the formulas. Now next one, cos 90 degree plus x. Cos 90 plus x. First, second. If you have 90 degree, this is 90 degrees angle plus some acute angle, you are in second quadrant. In second quadrant only sine and its opposite positive. Now we have cos 90 degree plus x. So 90 degree means you have to change name of cos into sine. So it is sin x. by leaving 90 degree, but sine will come before it. Cos in second quadrant is negative, so we have to write it as minus of sine x. Now sine 90 degree plus x. Sine in second quadrant is positive, so positive sign will remain here. Because of 90 degree we will change sign into cos, it will be cos x. Now next, cos pi minus x means 180 minus x. 180 minus x means you are in 180 minus x. You are still in second quadrant. So we have to follow the same method, but because of 180, you know it is integral multiple of 180 or pi. Pi means 1 pi, 1 into pi, so cos 180 minus x. Because of pi we will remain with same name, that is cos x, but before it you have to think about the sign. Cos in second quadrant is negative, so we will write negative of cos x. Similarly sine will remain sine because of pi, but in second quadrant sine is positive, so it is sine x only. Sine 180 minus x is sine x. Now we are going for 13th formula mentioned there, cos pi plus x. What is meaning of pi plus x? We are having pi over 2, 180 means pi plus x will be in third quadrant. In third, you know, tan and its opposite, that is cot, they are positive, all other names are negative. So cos 180 plus x. Because of pi, cos will remain cos and x along with it. When you leave pi, you have to think about sine. Cos in third quadrant is negative, so it is negative cos x. Similarly, we can mark for sine. Sine 180 plus x in third quadrant. In third, sine is negative, so it is minus sine x. Next, 15th, cos 2 pi minus x. What is meaning of 2 pi minus x? 2 pi means fourth quadrant we covered. Okay, 180 here, pi. Then pi over 2 plus pi over 2, 180. Okay, here 360 means 2 pi, but it is pi 2 pi minus x means in fourth quadrant. Only in fourth quadrant we have cos positive and its opposite secant positive, all others are negative. Because of 2 pi, cos will remain cos and along with x. When you leave 2 pi, you have to think about the sign before it, but cos in fourth quadrant is positive. That's why cos x only given without negative sign. Sine 2 pi minus x. In fourth quadrant, sine is negative, so minus sine x. Now there are some important formulas given after 16th. Tan x plus y. Very important formula for you. It is very simple. Just write tan x plus tan y by using the same sign. And its denominator will have 1 minus, now opposite sign of this, 1 minus product tan x tan y. Now if you have negative sign here, just change signs here. Tan x minus y is tan x minus tan y over 1 plus tan x tan y. Similarly cot. Cot is just a mirror image of these two formulas for tan. Cot x plus y will be, here you marked 1 minus tan x tan y. If we change their order, we will have in this way. Cot x cot y minus 1. Interchange these two in terms of cot. Cot x cot y minus 1 over. This will be with cot y plus cot x. In the reverse order directly, first term with y, okay, means p ratio with y, cot y plus cot x, and here cot x cot y minus 1. So formula is cot x cot y minus 1 over cot y plus cot x. 20th formula is cot x minus y. Just change it. Here it will be positive. In this side here denominator will be negative. So cot x cot y plus 1 over cot y minus cot x. Now this formula 21st, very important formula, very much useful. It is cos of double of an angle, cos 2x. It can be written as cos square x minus sin square x, or it can be written as 2 cos square x minus 1, or if we simplify it by using value of cos square x as 1 minus sin square x, you will see its answer will come as 1 minus 2 sin square x, or in terms of tan, if you want to write it is 1 minus tan square x over 1 plus tan square x. So you can take screenshot of this and remember these formulas. Very simple formulas for this 3.3 exercise. If you try to use them one by one, okay, in all the calculation, you will be able to learn these without any effort. Now we will have some other formulas. Our next few formulas are, formula number 22 is sine double of an angle. You can speak it as sine 2 theta also. You can treat it as 2 theta. It is actually 2 times sine x cos x. You can speak it as 2 sine theta cos theta also. So if you want to write this in terms of tan, you can write also in terms of tan as 2 tan x over 1 plus tan square x, which will help you to learn the next formula also. It is about tan double of an angle, that is tan 2x, which is quite similar to this formula except only sign here. Here you will have negative sign. So you can mark it as tan 2x as 2 tan x over 1 minus tan square x. So they lie in pairs. Next one about 3 times of an angle. You have first formula sine 3x, which is 3 sine x minus 4 sine cube x. And you can learn with the help of this formula about cos also. You learn this formula, you can convert this formula into formula of cos. Cos 3x as, you can just interchange these and write cos in place of sine. It will be 4 cos cube x minus 3 cos x. And there is a formula for tan 3x which is little bit different. That is 3 tan x minus tan cube x over 1 minus 3 tan square x, which is little bit difficult and different from these formulas. So remember these three, they are forming a triplet of formulas. Next we have again CD formulas, most important type of formulas, very useful and little bit confusing also. Cos C plus cos D, in your book you have xy in place of these. There is no difficulty, just try to speak and you will be able to learn. Cos C plus cos D, very simple to write. If you have plus sign, you have to write throughout cos. That is cos 2 times cos sum of angles over 2. Then cos difference of these two angles over 2. Cos C plus D over 2 and cos C minus D over 2. And in the starting write 2. Then you have cos C minus cos D. If you have minus sign, the whole formula will go with the sign here. That is negative sign before it. Then 2 sin C plus D over 2. Then sin C minus D over 2. Next we have formulas about sine. Sin C plus sin D. For sine it is combination of sine and cos also. You saw there in AB formulas. So here sin C plus sin D, it is 2 sin sum of angles over 2, that is C plus D over 2. Then cos difference of angles over 2, that is C minus D over 2. If you have minus sign in between, there will be only interchange of these T ratios. So you have sin C minus sin D as 2 cos sum of angles over 2, then sin difference of angles over 2. Now the last formulas given in our NCERT book like these, they are also very important part. You will see they are used in calculations. If you have calculation like this, 2 cos x cos y, you can change symbols as AB also. So 2 cos x cos y. If you want to write them as sum and difference of angles, because they have cos here, so it will be cos sum of angles, simply sum of angles, then plus sign cos difference of angle, which is little bit related to this formula number 1, in which you have plus sign, and you can compare and try to remember by your own methods. Next one, minus 2 sin x sin y, it is cos x plus y minus cos x minus y. Then there are two formulas about sine. 2 sin x cos y, it is about plus sign. You can relate it with this 29th formula. It is sine sum of angles, then plus sine difference of angles. Last formula, which is 34th, 2 cos x sin y, it is sine sum of angles minus sine difference of angles. You can relate it with this formula number 30. So they are formulas. Now we are going to start exercise 3.3 after this. Students, here is our question number 1 of exercise 3.3, which is prove that sin square pi over 6 plus cos square pi over 3 minus tan square pi over 4 equal to minus 1 over 2. Let's start its solution. I am going to start from the left side and we will prove its answer is equal to the right side. So left hand side of this equality is sin square pi over 6 plus cos square pi over 3 minus tan square pi over 4. So students, here you need values of these angles in T ratios, then only you can proceed for its calculation. and I think there is no need to tell you about their values because they were in 10th class even. So what is pi over 6? What is pi over 6 means 180 over 6. It is actually, yes, 30 degree. So sine 30 is 1 over 2. Because its square is given, so it is 1 over 2 raised to power 2. But I want to make one thing very clear here. That is, better is if we write them as whole squares first. That is, we can mark it as square of sine pi over 6. Similarly, here you can mark cos pi over 3 whole square, and here tan pi over 4 whole square. There is a reason behind it. Later you will see its use, okay? So first of all, it is sine 30 and sine 30 is 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 raised to power 2, and cos pi over 3. Pi over 3 means 180 over 3, that is 60. So it is 60 degree. Cos 60 is same as actually 1 over 2, which is sine 30 degree. So it is 1 over 2 raised to power 2 minus tan pi over 4 means tan 45 degree, which is 1 raised to power 2. So it is 1 over 4 plus 1 over 4 minus 1 square 1. Or when you take LCM, LCM is 4, 1 plus 1 minus 4, or 2 minus 4 over 4 minus 2 over 4. After cancellation, you will see answer is same as right side of equality. This was question number 1. See, next what is given in question number 2 of this. Students, in question number 2, it is given like this: 2 sine square pi over 6 plus cosecant square 7 pi over 6 into cos square pi over 3 equal to 3 over 2. So in the same way, we will start from the left hand side of this. So 2 sine square pi over 6 plus cosecant square 7 pi over 6 cos square pi over 3 with product. So here you have 2. Let's write it as square of sine pi over 6. Similarly, here it can be written as cosecant 7 pi over 6 raised to power 2, and lastly you have cos pi over 3 raised to power 2. Now 2, you have sine of pi over 6. Sine pi over 6 means 30 degrees. Sine 30 is 1 over 2 raised to power 2. What about cosecant 7 pi over 6? Directly there is no value, as you did in the 10th class. There was no direct value for angle like this, but we have done this work in 3.2. See how we can write this cosecant 7 pi over 6. We can mark it as cosecant. See, there are many ways, but I will prefer this method, okay? It can be written as cosecant pi plus pi over 6 raised to power 2 outside, and here cos pi over 3 cos 60, which is same as sine 30 half square. So don't cancel 2 directly. 1 over 2 square means 1 over 4. Now you can cancel 2 with 4. You will get 1 over 2. Same here. Cosecant pi plus pi over 6. What is meaning of pi plus pi over 6? Pi up to this, 180 up to this, plus pi over 6 means your angle is in third quadrant. In third quadrant, only tan and its opposite positive. All others are negative. So since this is multiple of pi, integral multiple of pi, pi means 1 into pi, so cosecant will remain same, cosecant. But since this is in third quadrant, so it will be minus of cosecant pi over 6 raised to power 2 into 1 over 2 square means 1 over 4. Now we have 1 over 2 plus. Now I told you earlier, we have to write square outside because of this. Otherwise, if you directly write, you will ignore this square of negative sign and your answer will differ. It is minus cosecant pi over 6. What is cosecant pi over 6? It is reciprocal of sine pi over 6, and sine pi over 6 we mark there, it is 1 over 2. So it will be minus 2. Half reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2. So minus 2 square into 1 over 4. Here you can mark 1 over 2 plus minus 2 square 4 into 1 over 4, which is 1 over 2 plus 1, or LCM is 2, 1 plus 2, or 3 over 2, which is same as right side of equality. So students, try to remember this method of marking in easy way. This was question number 2. Now we will go for third question. Students, the third question is almost same as question number 2. It is cot square pi over 6 plus cosecant 5 pi over 6 plus 3 tan square pi over 6 equal to 6. Let's start in the same way. I'm going to start from the left hand side of equality. It is cot square pi over 6 plus cosecant 5 pi over 6 plus 3 tan square pi over 6. So cot square pi over 6 can be written as cot pi over 6 raised to power 2 plus cosecant 5 pi over 6. It can be written as pi minus pi over 6. When you take LCM, you will get 5 pi over 6 plus 3 tan square outside, which is tan pi over 6. So I mark these values. What is cot pi over 6 or cot 30? Tan 30. Tan 30 is 1 over square root 3. And it will be square root 3 then, reciprocal of that, raised to power 2. Here cosecant 180 minus angle pi over 6 means acute angle subtracted from 180. So your angle will lie in second quadrant because up to this we cover 180 or pi. So our angle is in second quadrant. In second we have sine and its reciprocal positive. So cosecant will remain positive. Since this is multiple of pi, so cosecant will remain cosecant and we can leave pi and you will have pi over 6 only plus 3 tan pi over 6 or tan pi over 6 means 30 degree, which is 1 over square root 3 raised to power 2 outside. Square root 3 will give 3 plus, what about cosecant pi over 6? It is sine pi over 6 reciprocal, and sine pi over 6 means sine 30, which is actually, yes, sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 over 2, so it is reciprocal of 1 over 2, which is 2 plus 3 into 1 over square root 3 will give after squaring 1 over 3 only. So 3 cancelled, we have 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is 6, or we can say it is same as the right side of equality. This was question number 3. See, next one is given in question number 4. So in question number 4, we have 2 sine square 3 pi over 4 plus 2 cos square pi over 4 plus 2 secant square pi over 3 equal to 10. In the same way, start from the left side by marking left hand side, which is 2 sine square 3 pi upon 4 plus 2 cos square pi over 4 plus 2 secant square pi over 3. So here we have 2 as it is. Square we can mark outside as usually we mark. It is sine 3 pi over 4 inside plus 2 cos square means square outside cos pi over 4, and lastly 2 secant square pi over 3 means it is square of secant pi over 3. Now it is 3 pi over 4, so we can mark sine pi minus pi over 4 for this. Outside you have square plus 2. What is cos pi over 4? That is cos 45 degree, and cos 45 is 1 over square root 2 raised to power 2 outside plus 2. Secant pi over 3. Secant pi over 3 means secant 60, and cos 60 is 1 over 2. So secant 60 is 2. It is 2 raised to power 2. Here you have 2 sine 180 minus theta. This is in second quadrant. Your angle lies in second, and in second you have sine positive. So it is 180 minus some angle, acute angle. Because of multiple of pi, sine will remain sine and pi over 4 with it raised to power 2 plus 2 into 1 over square root 2 square will give 1 over 2. So 2 cancelled plus 2 square 4 into 2 8. Here you have 2, and sine 45 degree is 1 over square root 2 raised to power 2 plus 1 plus 8. Here you have 2 into 1 over square root 2 square will give 2 only, which can be cancelled, plus 8 plus 1 9 or 1 plus 9, which is 10, same as right side of equality. Students, they all the 4 parts, 4 questions from 1 to 4, they all are very easy, but they need only calculations. In this way you should have knowledge of quadrants, then you can easily handle these all 1 to 4 questions. See next what is given in question number 5. Students, in question number 5 we have 2 different parts. First part is you have to find values of, first part is sine 75 degrees. Second part is tan 15 degrees. So we have to solve these in some easy way to get answers, but there were no direct values given in tables in 10th class. Even we don't know direct values for sine 75 degree or tan 15 degrees. Let's start one by one their solutions, okay? So solution of first part I am going to write sine 75 degree. So write sine 75 degree. You can break it, this angle, into two parts so that their values lie in that table of values of these t ratios. So I will break it in two parts like this. Sine 45 degree, it was in table, and plus 30 degree, it was also in the table. Isn't it same as a formula sine A plus B? What was that formula? Sine A plus B. It was sine A cos B plus cos A sine B. So we will use this formula here. What is A? A 45 degree and B 30 degree. So apply formula. I am going to write answer of this. Sine A means sine 45 degree, cos B means cos 30 plus cos A means cos 45 degree plus into sine B, which is 30 degree. Now sine 45 1 over square root 2, cos 30 is square root, yes, cos 30, sine 30 is 1 over 2, cos 60 is 1 over 2, sine 60 is square root 3 over 2, and cos 30 is square root 3 over 2. Similarly here we have cos 45, which is 1 over square root 2, and sine 30. What is sine 30? It is 1 over, yes, 1 over 2. So we have to solve it now. What answer will come here? 2 into square root 2, 2 square root 2, square root 3 in the numerator plus 1 over 2 square root 2. When you take LCM, LCM is 2 square root 2, and the numerator will be only the sum of these two values. So this is our answer of sine 75 degrees. Now we will go for part number 2. Part 2 is tan 15 degrees. So I am writing solution of this now. Tan 15 degree. It can be written as tan. Yes. How will you write it? It is very simple. Tan 45 degree minus 30 degree. And it is same as tan A minus B. What is formula for tan A minus B? It is tan A minus tan B over 1 plus tan A tan B. And what are the values of AB? Here A is 45 degree, B 30 degree. So write formula. It is tan A means tan 45 degree minus tan B, which is tan 30 degree, over 1 plus tan A means tan 45 degree, tan B tan 30 degree. Now we will fill their values. Tan 45 is 1 minus tan 30 1 over square root 3 over 1 plus tan 45 1 into tan 30 1 over square root 3. So we have this calculation. Numerator's LCM is a square root 3. It will give square root 3 minus 1 over. It is 1 plus 1 over square root 3, which will give square root 3 minus 1 over square root 3 of this numerator as it is, over. LCM is square root 3, and you will have square root 3 plus 1, square root 3 cancelled, and ultimately you will have your required answer of this, which is square root 3 minus 1 over square root 3 plus 1. So there were two parts. See next what is given in question number 6. Question number 6 is, prove the following: cos pi over 4 minus x into cos pi over 4 minus y, then minus sign given, sin pi over 4 minus x into sin pi over 4 minus y. It is equal to, we have to prove, sin x plus y. So let's start it from the left side by writing solution. Left hand side of equality is cos pi over 4 minus x cos pi over 4 minus y minus sin pi over 4 minus x into sin pi over 4 minus y. Students, if we treat them as this one as A and this one as B, we can say it is cos A into cos B, means whole angle pi over 4 minus x as A, pi over 4 minus y as B. Same here, sin A sin B. So it is like cos A cos B minus sin A sin B, which is actually a formula of cos A plus B, which is cos A plus B. So what is A? So here A, pi over 4 minus x, and B, pi over 4 minus y. So we will use this formula. Its meaning is it is cos A plus B. A is pi over 4 minus x plus pi over 4 minus y. So it is a plus b. Cos, open it, pi over 4 minus x plus pi over 4 minus y. So it can be written as cos pi over 4 plus pi over 4. It is 2 pi over 4 minus x minus y, or this can be written as cos 2 pi over 4 means it is pi over 2. If I take minus out, it is minus of x plus y, which is actually as same as cos pi over 2 minus theta, which is cos 90 minus theta is actually sine theta. So this can be written as, yes, sine x plus y, which is actually the right side of equality. So this was question number 6. I think it is very clear to you because I marked all the details. See next what is given in question number 7. Here is our question number 7, which is tan pi over 4 plus x over tan pi over 4 minus x equal to whole square of 1 plus tan x over 1 minus tan x. Let's start this calculation from the left side. Left hand side is tan pi over 4 plus x over tan pi over 4 minus x. So it is like tan a plus b or tan x plus y tan x minus y. So we will use formulas here because you used formula tan x plus y as tan x plus tan y upon 1 minus tan x tan y. And the other formula was for tan x minus y, it was tan x minus tan y over 1 plus tan x tan y. What are these x and y? Here x is pi over 4 and in place of y you have x. So we will use that formula. First one for the numerator, second for the denominator. So these are useful at these places. So I am writing for the numerator. For this only I am writing, that is, okay, tan pi over 4, which is tan x, plus tan y means tan x over 1 minus tan pi over 4 into tan x. Now in the same way for this denominator, it will be tan pi over 4 minus tan x over 1 plus tan pi over 4 into tan x. So we have this situation, but you should know what is tan pi over 4. Tan 45 degree, which is 1 plus tan x, and over 1 minus 1 into tan x over this also 1 minus tan x over 1 plus 1 into tan x, which will give us, for this whole you have 1 plus tan x over 1 minus tan x and over 1 minus tan x upon 1 plus tan x. If we write them again, this will be in the same form. It will be same as it is, okay, whatever is there, 1 plus tan x over 1 minus tan x into reciprocal of this. It will go in this way, okay. Reciprocal will give 1 plus tan x in the numerator, 1 minus tan x in the denominator, which will give us same value in the numerator means 1 plus tan x over 1 minus tan x 2 times. So we will mark whole square, which is same as the right side of equality. So this was question number 7. See next what is given in question number 8. Students, question number 8 is cos pi plus x into cos minus x upon sin pi minus x into cos pi over 2 plus x equal to cot square x. In the same way I will start from the left side. Left hand side is cos pi plus x into cos minus x over sin pi minus x cos pi over 2 plus x. Pi means 180, pi over 2 means 90. So cos 180 plus x. I want to remind you 180 up to second quadrant and plus angle x means acute angle x will give you the value of this angle in third quadrant. In third quadrant only we have tan and its reciprocal cot positive, all other values negative of t ratio. So Cos in third quadrant is negative. Because of pi, cos will remain cos and its value will be negative, so it will be minus cos x. Then cos of minus theta is cos theta only, means cos x, over sin 180 minus x. Sin 180 minus x will lie in second quadrant. So if it is in second quadrant, sin in second quadrant is positive, so it will be sin of x only. And cos 90 plus x. What is cos 90 plus x? It is also in second quadrant. In second quadrant, cos is negative, but because of pi over 2, integral multiple of pi over 2, it will be sin minus sin x. So sin, negative sign is here, okay, because of cos in second quadrant. Because of 90 degree, now cos is sin x. So we have this situation, minus cancelled, cos square x over sin square x, which can be written as cos x over sin x raised to power 2, or cot x raised to power 2. Finally, you can say it is cot square x, or right side of equality. Now see next what is given in question number 9. Students, for this question number 9, you have to see what is 3 pi over 2. So it is given like this, cos 3 pi over 2 plus x into cos 2 pi plus x. Then in the big bracket here, cot 3 pi over 2 minus x plus cot 2 pi plus x, bracket close, equal to 1. Let's start from the left side, and you just think about value of this 3 pi over 2 in degrees. I am writing this first left hand side. It is cos 3 pi over 2 plus x into cos 2 pi plus x into cot of this cot of 3 pi over 2 minus x plus cot 2 pi plus x. Let's start from here. It is cos 3 pi over 2. 3 pi 180. It will give 540 over 2, which is 270. 270 means 270 is in third quadrant. Up to this we have 270, but it is given with plus x, means some acute angle at they are adding. So your angle lies in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant, you know, cos and its opposite positive. Because of integral multiple of pi over 2, this is integral multiple of pi over 2, cos will be sin then, and in fourth quadrant cos positive, so it will be positive. So we can mark only it is sin x. Then we have cos 2 pi plus x. 2 pi plus x means up to 2 pi we have one complete round, plus x means we are in first quadrant. In first quadrant all the t ratios are positive. Since this is integral multiple of pi, so cos will remain cos and only x with it. Now the turn is to solve this inside, okay, bracket of combination of cot. Now we have this 3 pi over 2 minus x means 270 minus x will be in third quadrant. In third quadrant only tan and its opposite positive. So tan's opposite is cot, so it is positive. Because of third quadrant we have, it is integral multiple of pi over 2, so cot will be tan x. And similarly cot 2 pi plus x. Cot 2 pi plus x means 2 pi up to fourth quadrants, and plus x means you are in first quadrant. In first all ratios are positive. It is integral multiple of pi, so cot will remain cot, only x will be with it. So we have sin x into cos x, and inside you have tan x, which can be written as in terms of sin x over cos x, and here cot can be written as cos x over sin x. Find LCM, sin x, cos x, LCM is sin x cos x, and their combination will give sin square x in the numerator, plus here cos square x, and you will have sin x cos x into 1, sin square x plus cos square x, 1 over sin x cos x, which can be cancelled, and you will have 1, which is same as right side of equality. So this was question number 9. Now we will go for question number 10. In question number 10 we have sin n plus 1 into x plus into sin n plus 2 into x plus cos n plus 1x cos n plus 2x equal to cos x. Let's start from the left side of equality again. So left hand side is sin n plus 1 into x sin n plus 2 into x plus cos n plus 1 into x cos n plus 2 into x. Students, it is not like a formula. Very first thing you have to change its way of writing so that it will be same as a formula for cos. See how? We will mark it in some other order. I will write in this way. I will write this whole at first place by changing their order. See how? I will write cos n plus 2 into x cos n plus 1 into x. This is first combination. There is no difference. If I write a into b or b into a, product will remain the same. Similarly, there is plus sign. It is positive. I marked plus sign here. Then reverse order. Sin n plus 2 into x sin n plus 1 into x. So we have this. Isn't it same as cos a cos b sin a sin b with plus sign? So what is formula for cos a cos b plus sin a sin b? That formula is actually cos a minus b. What is a? A is n plus 2 into x. What is b? N plus 1 into x. Let's write it. Cos, what is a? N plus 2 into x minus b n plus 1 into x. Now only calculation work left. Cos n plus 2 minus n minus 1. I am writing x outside common by combining these values. N cancelled. It is cos 2 minus 1 1. It is only cos x, which is same as the right side of equality. So students, they were first 10 questions of exercise 3.3. I hope you understood all these. If you have any query, you can contact me, and don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for latest notifications. Thanks for watching.